guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. So today we're going to be looking at this guy. It's the Acrocanthosaurus from Safari Ltd, and it's part of their Wild Safari line. This one comes from 2012, but Safari Ltd very kindly sent over a whole batch of dinosaurs for us to review recently. If you want to see the unboxing video, you can check that out. The link is down below, so go and see that to see what else we've been reviewing, and also I'll put some links to some of the other recent videos. So let's get this guy out of the packaging. Checking out the new dinosaur. Okay, now he comes in this plastic tray to stop his legs and arms from warping, so we'll just remove that. So the Acrocanthosaurus was a large theropod found in the late Cretaceous in North America and measured up to 11.5 meters, which is about 38 feet. So this was a really large predator, and it's theorized that it would have been an apex predator, which means that it would have been top of the food chain. It's also related to the Carcharodontosaurus and the Giganotosaurus, so it's one of those really cool super predators. One of the cool things that paleontologists have found about the Acrocanthosaurus is that it has raised spines going along the neck, the back and into the tail, and it actually shows signs of muscle attachments at the base of the spine similar to those of modern day bison. So they actually theorize that this would have been a thick muscly back, much like the modern day bison, which is a really cool thing to kind of try and imagine, and you can see Safari Ltd has demonstrated it here in the sculpt. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this guy. So starting off with the head sculpt, you can see we've got a really contrasting paint scheme going on. We've got these blacks and these real pale yellows and whites. Really nice. You can see we've got nicely sculpted flesh in the corner of the mouth. I think the paint job is a little bit simplified in areas, more than I would like, but the sculpt is pretty accurate. I think the teeth have globbed together a little bit. I think the area around the eye, there is a little bit of a paint mishap there. It's nice that the nostril and also the opening for the ear have been painted in a flesh colour as well. And as we move down the neck, you can see the start of those spines, those raised areas along the back of the neck. And we've got this contrasting colour scheme, the black and this lighter sandy brown going on. Really nicely sculpted as well, really fine scaling going on there. And then you can see there's some nice creases here underneath. Really nice. And then as we join up with the shoulder, there's some nice indication of the scapula there, just resting atop the rib cage. And there's some nice range of browns going on here, some really nice airbrushing to sort of bring out these areas where there's indentations. Really nice creases here. I love these chunky arms as well, and nicely individually painted finger claws. I found with the Safari Ltd figures, the paint schemes are very accurate. There's hardly ever a paint mishap, which is why the eye is so unusual. But yeah, it's really nicely painted. And as we move across the torso there, you can see really nice fine scales. We've got this sort of crocodilian ridges here going along, and you can see that nice thick muscly back. Really nice creasing going on here as this leg is pulled forwards, and you can see that the pose is nicely contrasted. You've got one leg forward and one leg back. Nice sort of indication of musculature more in the lower leg here, and then nicely sculpted toes with individually painted claws, and it's painted and sculpted underneath somewhat as well. Really nice. And as we move up to the tail, you can see all these fine scales carrying on with these little ridges, and there's a nice contrast here in the paint scheme. You can see we've got this very pale cream, and then this airbrush brown gives a nice gradient, and then we've got that black sail sort of tapering off towards the end. So we come back along the other side, nice airbrushing going on here. You can see we've got nice indication of the musculature in the lower leg, very bird-like feet, really nicely painted and sculpted. Beautiful. And then as we move up to the torso, and it does feel different to this side where we've got the skin very much compressed by the leg moving forwards, whereas on this side it feels much more taut, like it's being pulled back because this leg is going backwards. So that's really nice to see that contrast in the sculpt. Really nicely sculpted hands, individually painted hand claws, Nice indication of the musculature going across the neck. Again, nice contrast. If you look at this side, nice gathering and creasing of the neck tissue. And then as we go to this side, we've got more of a taut skin across those muscles. So that's really nice again to see that contrast. And we're back to that head sculpt. So how big is this guy? I've got the tape measure here, so let's bring that in. You're looking at about just under 7 inches, which is about 17-18 centimeters. And then in terms of the height, you're looking at about 3.5 inches, so about 9 centimeters tall. Size comparison time, let's bring in the Carnegie Museum of Natural History Carnotaurus. This one has been recently reviewed on the channel and is a fantastic model from Safari Ltd. Link is down below if you want to go and see the review of this guy. But you can see the physical model towers over the Acrocanthosaurus. We're dealing with quite a smaller model here, and this isn't to scale, this is just to show you a comparison of the physical models themselves. And let's bring in one that is in scale. This is the Tyrannosaurus Rex from the Wild Safari line. If you haven't seen the review for this guy, link is down below, but you can see how those two scale up well and how big the Acrocanthosaurus was. And lastly, another Carnegie Museum of Natural History model from Safari Ltd, and this is the Amargasaurus. You can see how those two compare. Again, link to this one is down below. A fantastically detailed little figure, this one. So there we have it, guys. That was today's look at the Acrocanthosaurus as part of the Wild Safari line from Safari Ltd. I'll put Safari Ltd's website down below so you can go and check out more of their dinosaurs. I think this is a cracking little figure. I'm really fond of the paint scheme most of all. I really like the airbrushing that's been put into this one, and I also like the head sculpt. I think some areas of paint could be improved and maybe the finish could be improved in certain areas, but overall this is a really enjoyable figure and would look great on the shelf. Okay guys, do you own this one already? Will you be picking it up? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.